and shot clear from Stockman. Then Chosen One, Shiraz, and further back to Think It Over, but Dewis, a star mare on the rise, and she claims the Group 1 double, the Australian Cup and the Tancred Stakes.
Welcome to Bet Doctor, behind the curtain look at how pro punters operate. I'm your host, Scoot. I've got Walt in studio up here at the sunny Gold Coast. It's back, the weather's turned. How are you? Are you back?
Mate, I've been digging a hole in the back of my house from flooding for the last week. I don't know about what sunny Gold Coast you've been in for the last week, but the sun is out at the moment, but it's just the lull before the storm, I'm sure. Just bring it on. And
sunny skies down in Melbourne. DK, Nico, welcome back.
Yeah, Scooty, yes. Hello, Nico.
DK.
Me and Nico just debating the virtue of pony races, you know. That's the biggest subject of the week in racing down here, pony races, but people don't like it and people do and all this sort of stuff. And, plenty been happening. What, Masara's now quit, and isn't there bloody another horse out of a bloody restricted juvenile race going to stud for $1 squillion or something? So it's all happening, Nico.
Sure is. I've tried to keep my focus on the track this week because there's plenty of chatter off it. So if we can just find a few winners and chip away that way, that might be
good idea.
The best way to handle it. I was at the pony race on Friday night.
Right.
I completely forgot it was on, so I didn't even go out and watch it.
Did you go out and watch it?
No.
You didn't? All right. So you didn't see...
So I'm not going to have an opinion on that.
Okay. Well, that was apparently, the ponies were hyped up under lights, I believe, and that's why there was a bit of an issue. And the thing bolted on that poor little girl. It was going over the line quicker than bloody black caviar. So I hope that she'll pull it up. But anyway, so plenty happening, Scooty. What's happening up there?
No, not much.
Well, how much does it cost? How much will it cost TopSport, because I got no money, to put on DK versus Nico in a pony race?
Might be the only way I could back a winner.
Who are you on?
Ice cold.
Who are you on?
DK be favourite, I reckon.
No,
at the weights.
Nico's got some horse experience. I don't know if he can sit on DK.
Right.
You would have done a pony club as a kid, wouldn't you?
Not pony club. I had a pony.
You had a pony.
I had a pony.
What was his name? What was the pony's name?
Had Delight, the pony. Delight. Who would just be an absolute menace to all the racehorses, and then she got taken away after that.
DK's getting all in on Nico. That's all I can say.
The old loose saddle. I had a pony. I had a pony called Pepper. I was so small that I could have been a jockey at one stage, and then I hit about 16, and then I was too heavy and loved too much food.
I was 65 kilos, so I was at 25 or something. Yeah.
Did I see that did you ride track work ever?
No, please.
Hey?
No. I used to live on a farm there, but never rode track work.
Now, you've been on a bit of a health retreat. Well, exorcism. You haven't gone and seen
It's not a health retreat.
You've seen a witch doctor. You haven't, have you?
Swear to God. Yeah, so what happened Monday? Something happened Monday. Was it Sunday? Something happened. I drew the line. One of Beck's best friends is some sort of bloody exorcist bird. And my sister actually went there and was telling us all. I was like, it's not going to happen. But drew the line in the sand. I can't even remember what it was, the tipping point. But I lob in there. The mother-in-law of the bird answers the door, all in the robes and stuff. I'm like,
here we go.
You go in there. You have the chocolate drink with all these weird. She's just dropping bloody eyedropper stuff in there. You're not allergic to anything, are you? Fucking hell. About to find out. Did it? No worries. She's like, this opens up your chakras or something, and then in there, then she's I've got to beat the drums to work out where your blockages are. And anyway, long story short, beats the drums. That oils the oils that speak to her.
Did you have an epiphany?
Well, and then she brings the cards out, right? The cards. Pick a card. Like, oh yeah, no worries, pick a card. I pick a card. 3 of them stick together. She's in shock. So like she's dead set out of heart attack. She's like, my cards don't stick. She's like, this doesn't happen. And so then I've got the mother, the father, and some other card. All the demons I've got. I'm holding on to everything. Blockages. Oh Jesus Christ! She said it normally takes about 90 minutes. I was there for 4 hours.
Have you backed a winner since?
Yes, that's right. That's the big question.
Next day, actually did feel better coming out of it. Next day, that was sort of muck around. I hated scone. Last on the card, first thing in the chat room, and then mucked around with moshed up and whatever. My mate tipped a horse at his horse at Townsville, so it wins by a nose, and moshed up pisses him $14-15, and they're all the whole chat room. Get the drums out. Get the drums out. Thank Christ. But I don't know what there is to it, but I did feel lighter coming out of there anyway.
Cleansed.
And Rosehill to Newcastle, if you calm down from that, surely Dewey winning with a leg in the air.
Oh, well, she was
good,
the one that it
note.
suited out of all of them. But yeah, I had no issue with I got no issue with the change of venues. I just don't understand how any idiot in the world, and I'm saying idiot because I'm happy to upset the trolls on this one, can say that you can move a race anywhere, Rosehill, whatever it is, to Newcastle, and change the distance, and it's still the same event. Like I'd be happy to cancel it. Like if it wouldn't matter if my horse had quartered in price, I'd be happy that everyone's tickets are cancelled.
Yeah, what was the wash up there with all those bets?
No, the all-in bet stood.
All-in bets stand no matter what. As long as it's run within 7 days, it doesn't matter whether they move it from Randwick to Cessnock, 2,000 to 800 metres, all bets stand. And
Which
they
is
call
incredible.
it the same event.
Just adds to the fatness of the all-in percentages for the corps, I would have thought.
Well, it's set within 7 days, same track and distance, no problem. No problem. But if you change the venue or the
distance
or the distance, to me, it's not the same event anymore.
It's not. No.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we're sort of going just up and down at the moment. It's fair to say, probably all of us, all 4 of us, Melbourne and the Gold Coast, the teams. But I think we've stopped Anthony Cummings. We gave him a rap a couple of weeks saying, how well he's starting to place his horses and blah, blah, blah. Race 2 at Canterbury yesterday. They presented the wrong horse. What's going on there? Skyhawk got scratched in the last 30 minutes of the race because they'd put the wrong horse in the race.
I got a mate who's cast who was declaring it. It's his first collect in about 3 months, so maybe we're all back. Maybe we're all back. The old late scratching was the only way it was going to get around.
How does that happen?
Yeah, it's not a good effort. It's not a good... But, why is it a scratching? Just go and get the other horse. It takes 2 seconds. I don't even really get it, but it's not a good effort from the Cummings stable, and apparently the steward's giving him a nice bait. The next one... got the right horsey champ when it's come back out and he half had a stab at him, but
I haven't heard that one for a while.
The wrong horse.
Yeah.
It was happened at Hamilton, didn't it? The other week.
Did it?
Yeah, not too long ago.
Not too long at Hamilton it happened because Darren Colpin's the track manager at Hamilton, and he had a runner and he sent one of the other trainers at Hamilton and said, "Can you go and grab that horse out of my barn?" And she grabbed the wrong one, and the stewards picked it up as it was going around the saddlecloth. Or checked the saddlecloth, checked the brands, and there's the wrong horse. And I reckon it was right in the market too. Anyway, so that's why they do their double checks and have the stewards there checking everything. And I think it'd be good if that'd be good if it actually made it round to the bloody barriers and into the race. Jesus.
Now, well, DK's got a big week upcoming. He's got Geelong, Ararat, Hamilton Sale, a couple of his favourite haunts there.
Can we get away from all these brothel joints, Kilmore and fucking Pakenham and all these tips you can't back a winner at and get some real tracks? I mean, Wodonga's coming up, Warwick, Nabil, Kerrang, Swan Hill. Finally, get some juice in back. I remember I had to look at my results from March last year. It's the same. I chopped out for March last year, only because I backed a good price. That So Far when it got up on its maiden for me.
Yep.
Nice staying horse now. So anyway, finally get out. We'll get to some joints we can back a winner at and get some cash, please.
I'll tell you what, Sportsbet are still up to their old tricks. They just suspend the price on one runner. So if it's not the scratchings and the deductions, it's when the tip comes through, they just suspend the price. I think that's like...
It's all collusion now. It's all collusion.
We're colluding.
That's what they're hiding. So tipping service is a collusion now.
Well, remember when you had the betting ring in the old days and people had mad dash and they'd change the price? What's the difference?
That's right. You can set a price. You don't have to, whatever price it is, but you got to put one up and you got to bet it if it's there.
You can't just say, "Oh, we're going to turn it off and not operate in the race." It's so weak, and you see their bottom line that gets announced, and it just makes you absolutely sick.
And it just means they've got a ridiculously low threshold on their risk on that race.
And they're betting 130, you're 135 anyway on half these races.
Yeah.
Like, fuck me dead.
And I had a guy message me, he said he couldn't even put it in the bet slip because the horse was suspended. He's trying to put it in the bet slip, he said, I can't even put it in the bet slip.
Never done that. Power of DK. The power of DK.
I said, mate, please. I said, there's 70. Now, this is true. There is 70 other bookies out there at the moment. 70. Okay? So I'd be giving them the lemonade and go and find some of the new ones and the other ones.
TopSport.
Yeah, TopSport. That's right. Yeah,
I'd give TopSport a go.
TopSport. Well, that's obviously.
I think we found DK's spirit animal. Judge James sent us in this video, and have a Captain Cook at this one.
Come on, you got a kick or what? Fuck off, you face! Get ready! Come on, Remy! Get ready!
6 in front with an inch to go.
Fuck, mate. Did you get it?
Who's that?
I think it's DK's uncle. I think I think he's related to you, DK.
I know that race. It's just told what he was shooting for the queue. He had the favourite in Ruby Rock. He needed it to pass the Hazels, obviously, to get into second place to get the queue. But that's me till they hit the line, and then I'm up. I'm fucking up. I'm off. Where he actually stood there and copped it pretty calmly. Actually, where I go for a walk and berate myself half an hour after what such a bad bet it was. He was pretty cool after the race. That bloke, did you get it? No. Move on to the next. But that was funny. But that race rated
so he
pretty
didn't
well.
collect.
No, he was going for the Quinella. He needed the
Jesus Christ.
Cav. Oh, Cav doesn't do you many favours.
He's betting into the $274 pool. Jesus Christ.
I was hoping it wouldn't go back into the pool. Anyway, we'll kick on with the rest of the show. Manscaped are a sponsor of the show. The Weed Whacker is what I swear by. It keeps the nose nice and clear. And you got the Manscaped to go the full body or the hair clip, or you can do lots of different things with this one. So you can get nice and smooth shaven there. The missus will love you. So yeah, just head to Manscaped and put in Little Birdie and you get 20% off. It's a game changer, and as I said, the missus will think it's pretty good. Today's show is going to be a cracker. We've got Golden Mile Day. It's a standalone meeting at Bendigo, home of the Jupster. Cheerio to Jupster. Hope you're doing it well. Still a keen listener. Doesn't miss a beat. Anything that we say, Juppy hears, and he gives me a little bit of feedback on the SMS. So you just got to be careful what you say on the show, because I get the feedback.
Mate, you can never get any negativity about the Jupster from me. Jesus Christ, he's one of the few blokes I actually like.
Johnny's going to have a look at the championships, day one, a couple of big races, and Mug Punter. Boy, oh boy, Williamsburg. There was only 3 races run on Saturday, and it was enough for a TKO. And I think the horse you tipped up, Walt's dead.
Went for 300 metres and I killed it. Yeah.
That's what sent Walt to the witch doctor. That one there. I think that's where you drew the line, Walt. That's where you drew the line.
I think that could have been it. That could have been. I nearly threw a press conference after it, but it wasn't quite press conference worthy. You know, I did have a ham sandwich on Monday too. I was thinking about throwing a press conference up for too. It was a cracking ham sandwich, but we'll move on.
It would nearly send me into retirement, I think.
The mug.
No, if I...
Mate, I cheered at home all the way up the straight, especially as mine only had 3 legs left and it was cantering to the outside fence. But the stable, mate, it was quite funny. Like, I remember talking to the boys during the week. They were like, they thought boyfriend was going really well. They had to throw the other one in because Aquas wanted to run it. And then there was about 3 others at Rosehill that were working really well. They preferred, and then the sky's open and the mug drops. No, good on him.
He got his confidence back.
I got out to like $11 or something.
Yeah, it got out to $10. Mm. Yeah.
Was there any gloating or anything? The mug, was he up and about? Was he heckling there or anything?
He was up and about on Twitter.
Wait for the video.
I think he said better luck next time on the Twitter sphere. But the video is something else today. It's an absolute beauty. If you're having a bet this weekend, make sure you check out TopSport. They're family owned and operated. I think they open the shoulders on the big group one, so there'll be bigger limits there. So if there's a horse you like and you want to have a real swing at it, make sure you check out topsport.com.au. Nico, we're going to go to you first. This is going to be fast and furious action here. And do you think you found one in race 1 at Bendigo on Saturday? Conditions at Saturday, Nico, for the racing should be all clear. What's the weather like in Melbourne?
Should be great. I think it's going to be 20 degrees or 24 degrees or something like that out there at Bendigo. No sort of rain predicted. It is a day typically where you do want to be finding horses that are probably 4 to midfield, if not on speed. It can be a bit hard to run on with the rail and the true, but some big fields, maybe some fast tempos sort of offset that. But my sort of working earlier has been finding horses that are probably going to be in the first few and running.
All right, let's have a look at race 1. Let's kick off the day in good style. The Little Birdie podcast, benchmark 84 over 2,400. We're sponsoring this show. Point Nepean is $3.40. Vidani is $3.70. Steel Sky is $6. Echo Warrior $8. Miss 500 $9.50. Eureka Street $11. Scarlet Tufty $12. English King $26. We're going to have a look at the replay of Point Nepean last time at Sandown. Nico.
Yeah, he went quite hard here. He's in the Williams colours on the fence. Solana Cully just pushed him down the dip there. This was his first run since October. He was first up over 2,400, and relative to the class there for this kind of race, he went pretty quick out in front. Keeps fighting. Echo Warrior just gets the better of him, the horse on the outside. Looking at this race, he hadn't run since October. Where he started sort of 360 on his Australian debut at Geelong. So there was obviously a bit of sort of market confidence around him that day. He was 7s into 550 on this day. He carried 59 kilos there. He drops down to 52 kilos here. go straight to the front. And this is a day historically that Team Williams, Heathcote have sort of targeted. I went back and looked through sort of the last 6 or 7 years, and they seem to always train a winner or go very close on this day. They set their horses. It's kind of like their hometown cup out there in Macedon, isn't it? It's pretty close, Bendigo. So this looks a horse who I think is going to find the front, be bowling along out in front. Alana Kelly, DK's girl, great rider of leaders. I think he's worthy of the good bet here. There's a few horses here who come into it with good form, like Vidani won the Stony Creek Cup last start. Looks like he's looking for this sort of trip. Miss 500, I think, is in the game if she can sort of run on from out the back. But Point to Pen is going to be in the spot. He drops in the weight. Everything I sort of look for in a stayer, he ticks the box for me. And I thought he had a lot of improvement to come from the yard also first up.
Oh, it's still like, growing up from my era. I know it's all changed with the imports and things like that.
It's still crazy to think.
It's crazy. 2,400 first up, and it's got beaten a pimple and it's improvement to come. But how fit Lloyd or Hickman, whoever's training the thing, can get it, to be there. All right, we'll put it in 2,400 first up because it's really fit, and then still got improvement to come. It's just staggering the training methods these days and how good they are.
Yeah, I was happy to have a crack there, sort of 340.
Start the day off in style there. The Golden Miles, the feature race, we haven't got any replays, so we'll have a quick look at the market. Ironclad, it's back in business. Just didn't come up last prep. Had a bit of a niggle there, but friends of the show, Matty Barker and Eagle Kelton in that one. 440 in from 460. Cheritor Tony, bit of a horror story for Nico. 460, Holbein, 850, Roy Deeney, 850, and $9 I'm Superman. Couple of Sydney horses here chasing dry tracks. Crosshaven, 12, Zaydani, 14, and Milford, 18. Didn't think it was too bad last start. Milford there, big price. But any initial thoughts here, Nico? And maybe we'll swing to Walt after that.
It'd be a good chance to go back to back, wouldn't he, Ironclad?
Yeah.
He won this race last year, didn't he?
Yeah, he killed him last year. I don't know if he's sort of at the same level he was as that time last year.
Had some issues, hasn't he?
His first up win was solid. The second horse that chased him out at times looks okay. The form in behind him, I think, is a bit suspect. The ticks here for Ironclad, he maps really well from barrier number 4, gets a gun run, gets McNeil, who can't seem to run a winner lately, but he's a very good jockey on his day, and this is probably his kind of ride. And I suppose the biggest positive if you're an Ironclad fan is Cherry Tortoni's drawn 18, MDP Payne, like the dead set could be last here if they want to be. He's been a bit of a horror show. Blinkers went on last start, and as we sort of discussed on the show, it was probably a moral beaten, but I don't know if you could really try him into 460 unless this track is sort of favouring the horses that run on, which I doubt. So I thought the horse set for the race, local camp, High Stranger might be the one at sort of a price you could throw into exotics or multiples or something like that. $21, got back in the Echuca Cup, flashed the line, maps well, gets Thornton. He'd probably be the horse I'd be most interested in at the price, but
I always had a theory about every time I saw a Shane Fleetner runner, it was just
a setup,
just home track every time. The way just home track only, Shane Fleetner. And again, Cup Day local, he's always tries to get a winner on his home track Cup Day.
No love for Milford at big odds, Moroney, or maybe scratched.
I thought his run was great last start. Charged the line. I think if Cherry Tortoni had that run, he would have won the race. So Milford was really good there, charging home for 5th. I think he may be better over 2,000 than sort of a mile, but his biggest issue will be getting a start here. That'll be his issue.
All right, let's have a look at race 9, the benchmark 100 over 1,400 metres here, and it's Corner Pocket. Interesting placement of the horse here, I thought. Corner Pocket, 350, 320 out. Second slip, 650 from the Will Clarkin yard. Poland, $8. Regards Marie, 8. Groundswell, 10, not to be missed. Nick Ryan, who's absolutely flying at the moment, $13. B Hunter, 18. And Flash Art, 21. Let's have a look at the replay of Corner Pocket last time, Nico.
Yeah, this isn't a blamey. The horse behind him, Zaki, Inspirational Girl, Mr. Brightside. He beats Mr. Brightside home here. That horse is well in contention for Doncaster and ran, 4th in the All-Star Mile. And I don't think he was ridden to suit at all. This day, I reckon he's better when he goes along quicker. He was made to sit and sprint here, which throughout his whole career kind of hasn't been his go. He's been a horse, if he can really roll along at a strong tempo, that's his best asset. But I thought he held himself really well here. The horses in behind, like Pondus is one out of the race. Banker's Choice ran 4th in the Rider. He's a chance if he gets a run in the Doncaster. This horse comes back to a benchmark 100.
Good form for Bendigo.
Benchmark 100 at Bendigo over 1,400 metres. This is just typically like, over the last few years, like this race has just been dominated by favourites. Lena Plenty, Antar, last year Fighting Harada won it. Like it is just a race where if you're a good horse, you can put yourself up on speed. You're hard to beat. I was very surprised he was 350. The price may hold up because you got Will Price aboard who isn't exactly flying. So there might be a few syndicates, a few of the bigger punters looking to take him on off his recent stats. But he's a highly capable jockey.
And he's a pretty easy horse to ride. He puts himself there. So
he'll be outside lead, one out, one back.
Back to 1400.
350 is very generous, I would have thought. I think if a lot of multis and that could be rolling him into him on Saturday and could start shorter than that. I didn't really see a danger. If he gets beat, I didn't really know like what. So I was kind of happy to stick fat with my boy, Connor Pocky. He's been good to us. So hopefully again there on Saturday.
DK, what are your thoughts on Will Price?
Yeah, quiet at the moment. I backed him. I think he won a race for us at Swan Hill a while back. But yeah, again, it's amazing how the kids, we say, they're the boy wonders and that at the time, and then they plateau. Like, I don't know, was it 2 years ago? It was him and Camerawilla, you know? And to his credit, Camerawilla then went to New South Wales, couldn't fire a shot, come back, couldn't fire a shot, went to South Australia, gets himself going good. Will's still whacking away at Ballarat, but he's, for a place with so many horses, he's not getting a great lot of juicy rides out of the joint, and that sort of says, well, he's only just going, you know? So I know he's only apprentice to Dan O'Sullivan, who's something who doesn't have a lot of good cattle, but yeah. Anyway, but I can't knock him. If I saw him on one I'd like, I wouldn't not back it. But like this, you know, it's not a negative, but it's not a plus. You know, plus.
Might be too good for him anyway.
Yeah. Well, another horse I saw there. Walt would know too. Old mate Remarks found his way down here. He's favourite in the benchmark 84 or something. But Remark,
840 metre barrier trials. He's a go.
He's favourite, but he begs back.
He may go off to stud with the greatest trial record ever. That might be sort of what they pump him up as.
That's going to be the new going to stud off trials. That's what Walt's right about that.
Oh, cop some nasty DMs there, but I did actually see there's a couple like, because, you know, the old Coolmore horse and that. I was surprised Blake Shin, I got a little like from, and there's a couple there.
Give it up.
I've been just, tiptoeing over the edge there, you know. That was good.
14,000, Walt, 14,000. Send them out of Acrobat for 14,000, would you?
14,000 off an Inglis nursery 1,000-metre race 14 months ago. Of course they're going to send it to starters. What is it? They paid nothing for it, but it went through the ring for 1 million or whatever it was, and $1.5 million or something. And, you know, blue blood that's won a race, that's enough now. 14,000, no problem. Probably been bloody. Anyway, whatever. It's all too much for me.
Might have to go back and have a look at Acrobat's punting form data to see what it did against the clock.
That's what I copped abuse. It was like, mate, it broke the clock. They walked and run home, and they ran like a length above standard for a restricted crappy race, and apparently that's breaking the clock in 1,000-metre.
It's being marketed as a record-breaking juvenile. That's the marketing for it. Record-breaking.
And it went good. It's probably a nice horse, but it's similar to what was the horse they spruiked up to win the Slipper last year? I think it won a Saturday race. Didn't even win a listed race.
Oh.
Starts with T, the blue colours. It's gone to stud. Absolute cripple. It was favourite from the Slipper after one start.
No, you got
it starts with not Teleport, something like that. I can't remember what it was called, but it was favourite from the Slipper before Christmas, and they were always like, it'll come back. It's coming back. Retired.
Cast.
Straight to stud.
I'm looking through his data now. It wasn't too bad. He ran the third fastest last 200 metres of the meeting. Overall rating.
Who's this Acrobat?
It's a 1,000-metre race. He's entitled
so you'd want to. They went out about 6 below or something.
The slow pace 1,000-metre race. What do you want him to do?
He came home 7.5 above. So wasn't an awful win.
Well, he's right.
He beat DK and me. Well done. There's been 2 city winners come out of the race in 14 months. Three
if you're going to compare it to this year, that would be one of the higher ratings of the 2-year-olds. The rating you put forward there.
Yeah.
They have had a monsoon for the last 6 months.
You know, well, I might borrow him for the pony race and put Nico on him.
Yeah, that's right.
and then,
you have
then
Acrobat.
launch. Hey?
And DK can ride boyfriend. Beautiful.
If you want to check out or just confirm what your eyes see, puntingform.com.au. Nico loves it. And the class benchmarks and sectionals he talks about is a reference of the punting form data. They got the dual nom service and the black book stuff, so they got the lot. So punting form is what we love to use. Johnny, it's Randwick, and I notice the rain is just absolutely cactus. It's already a heavy 10. It's bottomless.
100 mil overnight again at Newcastle. I think they reported 24, and my mate lives about 2 inches from the track. He said, mate, if it was doing that 24 every 10 minutes for the last 10 hours. And I said, oh, no. It's great. It's just insane. Like this, it comes through here the same. It's like dead set like monsoon or rain, isn't it?
And it just sets in and it just doesn't stop. It's just... Yeah,
very weird.
It's no good, and it's just not going to stop for Saturday. So It's funny. It's just been one of those really odd autumns. Usually it's wet tracks, but this is nothing like we've seen before. Let's have a quick look at the market. We won't have a look at any replays here. Fireburn's come up $2.25 favourite. Dormier, it's been taken actually, the price, $2.60 and a $2.25 Fireburn. Dormier, Nico's horse, $8.50. She's extreme. Anthony, let's hope he puts the right horse in. Show Court, $8.50. Let's roll the dice, 12. Magic, 14. Count the headlights, 16. Shalatin, must be a Shalar, $21. And you can get better the rest. Fireburn, Mullane looks like it's already been taken out. There's a bit of money for it. But Fireburn off its last start win, you'd think 1,400, no issue.
Well, it's kind of weird. I think everyone sort of got stuck on that first up win where it wasn't really suited, where it beat She's Extreme. And then you just sort of look back on it now, it's obviously, prime form. But because the time was so bad because of the conditions it was running, everyone sort of let it under its guard. But that win in the Golden Slipper was just insane. I don't care what anyone says. It didn't lose much ground. If you lose any ground in a big race, and it may have found the right part of the track for it to be winning, running away, it's obviously got to be a dominant favourite here. I think anyone who was on She's Extreme and thinks it was going to beat at home should be going to the witch doctor I went on Tuesday. They need a bit more help. But I think the horse that's very interesting in the race is Show Court. I just didn't really love its trial in between. It hit the line okay late, but it really took a lot of winding up. But I think it's the only horse I could see probably turning the tables, just because it's had a lighter prep and might have a bit more spring in its step. These horses have all had hard, long preps on wet tracks
and training on the bottomless.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a mixture of fresh legs and fitness. You need the fitness to get through the ground, but surely they're starting to get a little bit tired. So Show Court's the interesting runner for me there.
Nico, any angles away from the favourite?
Yeah, Ma used to backing them both. Count the Headlights and Warby.
Yeah. Stamina. If it comes to stamina, count
Warby was good. Warby was good in the Opal, wasn't it?
Yeah, like the figures aren't great, but I don't know if you can trust him that much out of Canberra. But he charged the line, like everything from the visual backed up there, and Count the Headlights running the Blue Diamond. Like he missed the start 3 links, so he was completely out of play after that. I wouldn't read too much into his trial. He trialled like that when he didn't have the blinkers on leading into his first prep, and then they chucked him on. He's like a different horse. They had him off in the trial, so.
With the heavy, that's going to play into his stamina and the way I reckon it's going to be more like a 1,500, 1,600 metre 2-year-old race, testing. And that's what he wants. And
the fence was worth about 5 that day at Canberra too, the day it ran on from last Warby. That was just like insane travelator fence. So anything that ran on there, you add a few ticks to it.
Something for the punters.
Well, so no Dormier here. He's had his day in the sun. He was his second favourite there or something.
I'd be a little bit
finish.
I'd be a little bit worried at 14. That'd be my worry with him.
14 on the heavy too. Yeah. It's a heavy 14.
I'd be looking for horses with a bit more substance, like Count the Headlights and probably Warby. Even Let's Roll the Dice. He bolted in on debut on a heavy 8. Kind of got a little wet track frame on him. He'll just absolutely swim through it again. But yeah, you'd probably be...
Anything that finished behind Fireburn, you pretty much got a bloody... There wasn't anything. I think Sir Jardin got knocked over. It's gone for a spell. Second horse was huge, but it's gone for a spell. She's Extreme, whatever, but nothing much else behind. Look to have enough excuses to turn the table.
Yeah, if you're trying to beat her, you're looking for DF for sure.
Yep.
Good read. All right, Australian Derby, interesting one here. Bit of deja vu, the way the market's sort of shaping around this favourite. Shades of the Australian Guineas. Hatotsu 280 to 380. Regal Line 7 to 550. Forgot You. One of DK's 750. Character $11. Allegron 15. It looks like Allegron's off the same sort of platform as Hatotsu, so might be a setback there, because I would have thought a horse like Allegron might need another one. Benno is on the back up, $16. Castlereagh Kid 16. Can't go wrong 21. Water Eternal probably half a forgive from the Valley that night, Walt, when it was off the mat.
Yeah, just a little horse though, isn't it? Just, it was shown up around there trying to buff it and get its way to the outside in amongst those others. I don't know about War Eternal, but maybe heavy track will suit it, and back to Randwick, it might be a little skipper that gets through the mud, but it's a pretty scary race. All I'm here for, the only reason I actually showed up today was to get the late soccer footy, whatever the hell mail it is, from DK on Hitotsu here on this setup.
Well, let's have a quick look at the last 400 Totsu here. It sort of gets a saloon passage through, and then you've got horses like Profondo popping, Bonza Pearl is charging, Lightsaber. They went super quick. They went really quick this day, and that's probably the run of the race, Lightsaber. I'd nearly thought, but I guess you have to give it credit, the fresh horse for Totsu. Who knows where his ceiling's at here? And then you've got Maurice's Medad whacking away there. DK, what is Aussie saying? What's the footy training mail?
No, he's got a string. He's got Forgot You and High Totsu there, Aussie, and he's got foot. Well, I think he's got 3 in the race or something. But no, I haven't spoken to Aussie. He hasn't been sighted. He might be down on the weekend.
Brushed you.
Oh, he hasn't come. He was only Lenny's mother's been dropping him off at training and whatnot. So no, but I was just going to ask.
Surely the mother, you could ring a neck for something. You could just you could shake her up and get him on the phone or something.
Aren't you the coach, DK?
Yeah, he's going to be in the back pocket on the weekend, Lenny. Back pocket until Aussie tips me a winner. Till Aussie tips me a winner, then he can go to full forward. What I want to ask about is that's character. What's happened with it? Is it the same horse? It was a 10-start maiden down here or something. Now it's 10-1 in a Group 1.
Well, let's look at them zip home at Newcastle over the 1850 once they changed the Tulloch. It's
pretty average races. Yeah. I backed in a maiden or whatever it was at Kembla first up, and it was a good ride to win. But this race, pretty steady. If the winners come out of this, I'd say it'd be one of the ones back in the field there rather than the ones up on front.
You can see why the market's sort of coming for Regal Lion. It's been to the distance before, and it looks like it'll get through the slog. It's a Kiwi. It's tough. It's Murray Baker, and then the quiet ride from Benno, the grey horse.
What about that?
It was a really quiet ride. I thought, and then you go back.
He should have run third.
Well, and you go back through a couple of his starts, and you can start to make a bit of a case for Benno at the price. But I just
20 to 1. Well, you're looking shortly. Like I don't know. I couldn't take anything under sort of 10 to 1. Taitotsu, I don't care if it's Superman off the preparation it's had. Like it's obviously a very nice horse can win, but not saying it can't win by any stretch. But a mile to 24 on this track, holy heck! And it does look a field of camels. But mate, I'll be looking for 80 to 1 shots. Clyde, things like Sargent. These guys that they can train stayers. I'll be mucking around with some big roughies in this race because I think anything can win.
I was after I saw the Albury Gold Cup and how quiet they rode Maurice's Medad, I thought, it could maybe run a place at big odds, but I think the heavy track sort of starts to
he did
make
look like
me
he sort
query.
of peaked there late, but they did run the fastest time in history or some crap in the race. Apparently, they ran the fastest 2,000 metre time ever in Australia.
I thought it was a really good, smart move from Bjorn. You said it on last week's show that he was chasing the dry track, and then you've got a horse that's going to have 7-day backup off an Albury Gold Cup, goes back to its own age group. I thought it was maybe a masterstroke from Bjorn.
You can't knock it at 50 still. There's no doubt. Like if you'd be making it a winner before you'd be not making it a winner in this race. It's just a query field, and that character form looked pretty steady. You'd think it'd be struggling at the end of a slogging 24.
Nico, there's been a little bit of a bit of a rumour, and a lot of people saying, don't bet into the Derby early because there might be a scratching come out of the races. Is there any query over the favourite, or is there a scratching deep in the market here that we don't know about? Is there a whiff about runner?
There was early in the week because some of the commentary coming around sort of saying that they might not run if it's real wet, but I think now they've accepted. I heard Dave Eustace talking yesterday. It sounds like they're just going to run and hopefully get through the ground. I don't know. I can see Walt's point. It sounds like the conversation we had, 3 or 4 weeks ago in the Australian Guineas it was such an unconventional prep, and he was $4 out to $8 and he still won.
Same prep he had into the Derby, isn't it?
Yeah,
16 into 20.
He was third up into the Derby.
Dry track, 3 back the fence.
But that was like a barrier trial that Donald made him win. He didn't get out for the whole straight and then just went past him. So I think it's like dead set, like 380. You might get like 450 on the day if the market sort of trends the way it is.
You'll get a lot better than that.
I'm considering backing him, to be honest. I'm just going to back the best horse.
I believe.
You'll get a lot better than 450. Just wait.
What can I get with you, Bolt?
No, I wouldn't take 10. I'm not laying in the race. I'm backing 50 to 1 chances, but I think you'll get a lot better than 450 just because they have to gap it. They have to.
Well, that's exactly right. The difference is it's now going to be a heavy 14.
Yeah, it's a fast track. It's coming off a fast track 3 back the rails run where it's gone past some, whatever nice horses. It was a good win, first up mile, but this is just different territory. Different territory. And it did it in the Derby. That was it wasn't a slow track. It was a 4 or whatever it was. When they gave it a 7, it's going to see a 12 on Saturday.
It's a balls of steel job. And usually when Walt says balls of steel, that's a moral.
Just get on. I don't make balls of steel at $4 very often, though.
Oh, God. It will. Yeah, I think you just got to close your eyes and believe. If you like the horse, think it's a freak, you could back it. But, yeah, it scares the life out of me that it's a heavy 14. If it was on a good surface, you could. Yeah, I think
It doesn't matter.
The reeds,
it doesn't matter how good the horse is. It's about the surface.
Crazy. Let's have a look at the TJ Smith Stakes, and this market is crazy here. 260 out to 280 Nature Strip. Eduardo 370. Shelby 66. I've got my pants back on. I'm not in the Manscaped undies this week.
I got them on.
Yeah, but I'm not. Last week I just did the show in undies alone, so now I've got shorts
I've
on.
about it most nights this week. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do if he wins this week. Masked Crusader, $10. Palelli, I thought was disappointing last time. No favours. Gets a big JC here, but pretty plain. $13. Rockin' Horse, $15 in from 21. Overpass, 16. Bellucci Babe, 21. They've forgotten about our horse again. Count to Rupee Walt, $41. Rule of Law, 71. And Zatori, $91. Let's have a quick look at Nature Strip first, and then we'll have a look at the new market, the two lead-ups. Have a look at this little barrier trial. Well, what do you learn out of this?
Well, I just can't wait for Nature Strip to put 6 on them on Saturday, and you go, well, what the hell happened here? That's all. I'm just waiting for it. It's drawn the perfect gate again Saturday, Nature Strip, and I don't know because you can't.
He likes the wet,
doesn't
he? He likes the wet.
He does, but you couldn't back him with stolen money off this run. Like he looks gone as a horse, and he doesn't get beaten far. They do run time. Like at the time, obviously, you thought Shelby gets that close that maybe this form's really scary. He's gone on and done some good things, and you've got to take him more seriously. But the betting in this race will be very interesting, and doesn't look a great betting race to me. But it's just more about what Chris Waller can do with Nature Strip from then to now. I think if it won by 6, I wouldn't be surprised.
And he's the new market, the other key lead up. This is the Rockin' Horse winning down along the fence.
And this is not a key. What's it a key lead up to?
This race. Well, you've got a couple of runners here. You've got Masked Crusader coming out of it, Rockin' Horse, and Count to Rupee over and the quick stand out wide.
Yeah, they're in the quick. Is there one? Rockin' Horse was the only horse on the inside, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it wins the race and 100 to 1.
There's Craig Newitt getting through 3 off the outside. Up you go, big fella.
Poor old Craig.
If you look at this race and you look at the horses that ran in the Lightning, like Masked Crusader, Home Affairs, like they were flat. Nature Strip and Eduardo, I think, raced flat there, and they still, like Eduardo still managed to beat Shelby 66. I don't know, I'm sort of taking the angle that they were nowhere near their best. They're in the challenge, and if he couldn't beat them that day, and they're going to be near their best on Saturday, he's not going to beat them on Saturday.
Agree. And it's drawn horrible this time. It's the first time it's not drawn to just camp 3rd, 4th. It's had the perfect runs in its run since. And obviously, he's going well, but he's not going to be giving 6 and 7 length start to these horses and beating them in a big field. I wouldn't imagine. I think Nature Strip and Eduardo will take care of him again.
From what I saw at Flemington, like just the punters that got around Shelby 66, like that backed him, like it was the biggest roar I've heard bloody since Melbourne Cup Day there when he won the Galaxy. This horse is like just going to become the punter's horse. Like the recreational money that we trade on this horse, I reckon, will be through the roof.
Has he got an Everest slot or not?
Sure, yeah.
I saw he come out with another press conference, old Danny, the other day, thanking everyone and thanking the star, but I just didn't. It sounds like they're desperate to get him into the race. Like he will be the next. But honestly, he's got to be in the top 12 sprinters around at the moment. Isn't that the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard in your life? He's starting $6 in a TJ. This is an Everest, basically, isn't it? Like it's a
heavy 14. Yeah,
well, that's his thing, and will he get that come whatever time? But it's probably worthwhile for someone advertising wise to do it.
One of the best judges I know in the last hour of the race declared Shelby 66 on the weekend. He just said like the way the track is, and he just said off his last start, I think he could be just an absolute moral.
Well, if you're a data person, his last 3 starts, he only had to be, even if you regressed him from his runs, he was still top pick in every race. So you can understand why they were knocking off the double figure odds every time he went around. He was probably a little bit lucky to win last start, but they didn't go quick either. So
fascinating.
He's dead set airborne, but he's had 2 weeks off now, so he might be knackered. He's used to the merry-go-round, the 7-day merry-go-round. So
work for Britannicus.
Eh?
Britannicus won off the backup. Backup's a new thing.
You would have been nude in the queue at the 600 there. I've never seen one cruise away easier. I was waiting to get struck by lightning at the 200.
So was I, actually. I should have actually done a press conference after that.
For about 3 strides there, the second horse started to come back at him at about the furlong. I'm like, oh, and then he found his groove again.
We could have the next gold medals. If it's a dry track, we might just win the whole thing. Back him off the Briley.
Briley then back up? Is that the plan with it?
If it's a dry track, I think we're a chance in.
What about the mighty Hush Rider? Is he going to come after you?
I'm just petrified of Gay, and I'm petrified of Kieran. All Kieran's imports will just absolutely put.
Poor Hush Rider, he looked like he never even had a barrier trial. His first half of his race, he never looked like he'd seen a jump before.
Can't wait for the bull. The bulls are coming up in a couple of months. It's slowly, I think it's about 6 weeks away, so it's going to be exciting. But Saturday, we've got the Doncaster Mile, and this race is an absolute cracker. We love a handicap here. Forbidden Love, Waltz horse, 460, absolutely airborne this thing, and 50 kilos now, gets the services of J. Carr. So loses nothing there. I'm Thunderstruck, $5. Converge, and then one of yours, Walt, $9.50. Ellsberg, $14. Private Eye, $15. Mr. Brightside's been hammered, 26 into 16. Ice Bar, 17. Lighthouse, 17. Banker's Choice, 19. Just Folk, 20. Brutality, 21. Kiss on All Four Cheeks. Interesting to see how it goes on the bottomless. $26. Cascadian, 31. Inspirational Girl. It's got a bit of tail, this race, $31. And you can get much, much better the rest. Horse of Spectres, Numerin at $101 into $71 from the Annabelle Yard.
Did you like it when you sort of said it to me and I said, who's that?
Numerin, yeah.
I didn't even know it was in the race.
I halved my bet as soon as if you said I don't even know who the horse is.
I thought it was something that was in at Newcastle yesterday or something. I'm trying to find it in Wednesday's fields. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Who's Numerin?
Yeah, a bit of an angle there. We'll get into it a little bit later. Yeah. But let's have a quick look at the All-Star Mile. First,
the leader.
I'm Thunderstruck, Cascadian, Inspirational Girl, and DK's horse, Mr. Brightside.
No, he blew it at the start. Wouldn't have mattered anyways. This is a barrier trial. This is an all-star barrier trial mile.
$7 million barrier trial.
Nico, you read this one really, really well, and the market did too. They were all over Zaki. Got the race run to suit, and then I'm Thunderstruck was a bit of a hard luck story, but it was always going to be.
I'm Thunderstruck to date. He's just shown he's like a high pressure beast. He loved it in like a Srip at Clark and a Turak. He found like a real slow run race there, and he was probably never going to catch Zaki the way the race worked out. But he carried weight for age or set weights and penalty there, 59 kilos. He drops to 55.5 here. I wouldn't have too many concerns on him on a wet track. He bolted in one day at Sale on a heavy 8 when it was dead set bottomless. I thought they were going to call the meeting off. So I know this is probably going to be a lot wetter than that, but it looks like he's going to get through it. It looks, as I sort of said the other day, I think from the yard, I think he'll be cherry ripe there on Saturday. He probably had maybe one more in him from the All-Star Mile, but this Saturday he'll be absolutely cranked up, rock hard fit, which he'll need to be to get through this track. But I don't know. I think Forbidden Love, although she's flying, she gets in with 50 kilos. I don't think she's faced a horse of the talent of I'm Thunderstruck this preparation.
Let's have a look at her replay. That's the other key lead up. Obviously, Converge comes with the Animo form, but he's Forbidden Love here. And you've got horses like Private Eye around her. And Baker's Choice.
Law of Indices there, sat outside leader.
Law of Indices. Dallas and my old, one of my old faves. But it's an interesting one, like 50 kilos.
The biggest.
Well,
and the 50
kilos, the ground. It's hard to knock her.
You can't knock her. Like there's two sort of angles. You say that she's the best weighted horse in the race. She's won 2 Group 1 since that she hasn't been penalised for. Wet track, absolutely flying drops in weight, or you go looking for others, and then you can make. I think Converge is the one that's the soup track's going to absolutely kill it. You see how it went there last start against Animo. Just looked like it was completely weighed down and took its turn a foot away. Private Eye flying, obviously set for the race. Blinkers back on. Lighthouse, I think, will struggle. Ellsberg, I think, I've always thought it sort of struggles at a strong mile. Ice Bath, no. Mr. Brightside, I'm not.
Banker's Choice is an interesting one. Drops 9 kilos, but
and a wet tracker, but
yeah, I didn't love it through the line.
No, exactly.
I went looking for it.
Brutality. He's just too good at the moment, Joe Pride, and when he's got the blinkers back on it, you've got to take it seriously. And then you go down to horses like you're getting $34 Law of Indices who sat outside the leader there, drops to 53. And even my old mate Skylab at $71 back to a mile. He's a horse I could entertain as well. So I think there's two angles. The favourites on a home track and dropping to 50 gets its wet track, gets everything to suit, or you can pretty much make a case for about 10 runners. It's a normal, pretty Doncaster, but it's very difficult because of the conditions more than anything.
I agree with what Nico says. I'm Thunderstruck. He's just whether at that 5 kilos to Forbidden Love and a couple of these other horses that can bob up and are still on an upward trajectory, like Mr. Brightside or something like that, worries me. And
And he looks a big heavy. I know he's got wet track form I'm Thunderstruck, but he looks a huge.
He's a brute.
Yeah, and not many of them get through like bottomless tracks, as easy as others, especially in these big handicaps. It's normally the ones just bowling up on the speed with no weight find it really hard to catch them, but he's a good horse.
Numerian was an interesting one last start.
What race is it? Sorry, yes.
Well, it comes out of the Gentleman Roy race.
Oh, yes.
It was 60 kilos. It hit the line all right. And I did go further back into its European form. I think it had another race in Sydney behind a Tissue. That was its first little start. So then in Australia, then it's come out and it's got the 60 kilo down to 51 kilo drop after the Gentleman Roy run. But 2,000 metres, it beat Sir Dragonet on a heavy track over in Europe. So I think
that's normally
good. That's good
love
wet
2,000
form.
metre form for this race too. Yeah,
whether he's sharp enough to beat these horses over 1,600 or not, I don't know. But
you get the big price.
Nico,
Robbie Dolan will be probably
80 to 1
out the back. He'll be
20
there giving it a nice little Danny Boy out the back or something. Robbie Dolan to get it in the mood, and that might be the difference.
Annabelle can bob up.
And can she? Fair enough.
Nico, you're a bit disappointed this horse didn't go on a different path.
She had a similar profile horse come to this race last year and start 60s, and then it's now one of our best horses, Zaki. So she can do anything. Annabelle, I was really keen to back him third up 2,000 metres. Don't know where that sort of lands in his calendar now. Maybe if he heads up to Queensland or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if he needed another run from what I saw in the yard. I don't know. The more I look at this race, the more I just want to sink the boots into Forbidden Love. She's had 3 runs at a mile. She ran in this race last year. She carried 49.5, couldn't win the Maya Classic. Like, I know she may be a bit better than what she was then, but she started 50s in the Golden Eagle last year when I'm Thunderstruck beat her. There looks enough there for me to take her on in what looks a deep enough race, and I'll be taking her on again, sticking the boots in.
Do you want a little side bet, Walt?
No, I'm happy. I think they're the two angles. It's not really a race. I'd rather play out of the market in this race. Small. It doesn't seem that anything stands out. I couldn't take $5 on Thunderstruck, and I'm not down. I'm probably in the same. I'm not charging into 480 anything in this race, so I'd rather sort of stick around. The private eye and these sort of horses could get out to silly odds come race time.
Loves it wet too.
I suppose we should have clarified this before we started talking about Randwick. But what is the updated forecast, Walt, and how much rain are they going to? Is there a shadow of doubt on the meeting?
Problem is, they go 5 to 10 mils and cop 80 in 5 minutes. It's just not going to dry out no matter what, and there is more rain predicted. So it's going to be a 10 at best, or a 9 or 10 at best, and at worst, we'll be running next week again.
Have they got a contingency plan to go back to Newcastle?
Well, I think Cessnock's there as their backup, mate. The bloke from Newcastle didn't even want that meeting the other day. I don't know where they're going to end up. They might have to send it to Kalgoorlie or something. I don't really know. They're running out of tracks in New South Wales. You see, like the first race at Newcastle.
Send it to Flemington, someone said.
They come 15 off. Why would you want to? Don't bring Mexico into it, mate. How did we get Mexican replays into the Doncaster? What's that about?
Hey?
Why is there Mexican replays for the Doncaster?
MF.
Oh, MF.
Sounds like with Massara throwing his hands in there, they couldn't be further apart. Like he's just said, I can't do anything here.
So, you know who got him in there, my mate, and then now they've had the little dust up, and now he's out. So it's very interesting, but it was interesting. The other bloke fell first. A lot of press conferences this week. A lot of press conferences.
No, if Numerian wins at 80 to 1, I'm going to have a press conference.
Are you?
Yeah.
What,
I don't know. I might launch a service.
To declare?
Scooty's Roughies.
Scooty's Roughies.
Might charge $1 a week. Still, no one would probably.
$1 a winner.
$1 a winner.
$1 a winner. Paid after the race.
And IOU posted notes. PJ Bell Stakes is the last one, and this is where Walt's found his best of the day. We'll call it in a really tricky race.
You're not going to put the other bloke up first.
What? No. Well, Muggs Model comes after your segment.
You're going to be okay.
Shit before the shovel.
That's all right.
PJ Bell Stakes, a very fine at red. His favourite here, $6.50. Mimi Lagarde, $7. Here, see, is $8. Gimme Par, $9. Zapateo is $9.50. Sneaky 5.12. Smanova, I'll call it. Yeah, $13. Hellfast, $16. Mallory, one of ours, used to be $16. Arcaded, $26. And I'm going to forget about the rest. We're going to have a look at the replay of Hearsey in the Godolphin, blue with the blue cap.
Blue with the blue cap, so it's in behind Hinge here. So Hinge has come out and run second in the Vinery there the other day. The leader is whatever that thing is of Gaze. He's thrown like fourth in the Vinery. Where's Fangirl? She's in there somewhere. She's coming through the middle somewhere. There's that dirty star. Tonte's running up the wind. Then goes, oh no, walks on that shits its bell.
God.
But this form's obviously, the premium filly form. You would have to say, like, there's a Fangirl closing hard. And I don't mind that this horse is coming back in trip off this. I love the old James Cummings fresh and, 20 odds. I think this thing's 35 days between runs with a nice little trial there. He sucked up in the trial, sprinted for 100 metres. So she's still on track. I don't think there's been any setback there. I think she's just decided to lower the mark for her, and I think it'll pay off here. There's another horse in the race. What's it called? Party of One or something? What's the name of it? Joe Pride's horse.
$31.
I love this horse. Reggie, I struggle to find at Cessnock as well.
It's a Rubik.
But what's that?
It's a Rubik.
Oh, thanks for that.
I'm big on the breeding
because
now.
you're a bloodstock agent now. I forgot I missed the press conference. Party of One, Reggie Bayliss, gate 7, $31. Don't let it under your guard as well. He just had a little blowout over 1,000 metres there 10 days ago at Warwick Farm, up to 1,200 a year. I think it's been set for this race. And Zapatea's got that Manu form as well, but you can't back them all. I think Heresy should be very hard to beat here. Nash takes over too.
Zapatea picked my interest. Nico, any thoughts?
No, I got nothing here.
DK, gimme par.
Gimme par. It's moods, isn't it? No, I'll stick with Walt here. Wet track, Sydney. Is it late in the day?
Late in the day. Back in distance. The mighty Nash.
Yeah, they go okay, the street bosses, don't they?
Breeding.
What's he standing for? What's his average yearling? And how long does he take to serve the mare?
20 or 30 grand.
3.5 minutes?
I think Fireburn's the one, isn't it? 8,800.
Rebel Dane? Are you trying to bring
Dane.
up Rebel Dane just because of that day I was on that thing of Matty Dale's and Rebel Dane got up the inside and beat it and I nearly jumped off the grandstand at Mooney Valley? Oh, Jesus Christ. I think I had about 70 tickets on the mighty Fell Swoop that day. Anthony and I were there, the old tennis player. That was about the last time we actually saw eye to eye.
It's the only time I really think about breeding is when the wet tracks come out.
Really?
Integrate into their punting. Yeah, well, I don't.
What about yearling time when you're searching for these, high-class yearlings you're trying to buy?
Just auto-bet Rubik.
Oh, you just auto-Rubik. All in.
I want to find the next Jackano.
Oh, fair enough.
RacingWatch.com.
Find the next Jackano.
RacingWatch.com.au for more of Johnny's stuff. If you like New South Wales racing, you need to check out RacingWatch.com.au and jump into Walt's chat room. Johnny cut his teeth at Humbleton, Jelko's nursery of champions. So Johnny will go to any length to find a winner.
Any length?
Well, that's what you told me to write in the credit.
Did I say that?
Well,
I did say I was going to...
You had an exorcism on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, Tiger Woods is the one that I'm going to be using. So I haven't declared that I'm going to drop my pants or cop it in the backside for any horse this week. I'm very, very humble this week. I'm very humble because the demons have left.
The demons have left and
the demons are gone.
You lowered your colours to mug. So it's time for Mug's Moral.
Hi, guys. This is a Mug's Moral. After a great Mug's Moral win last weekend on Williamsburg, SPing at 10s, beating professional punter John Walter. I didn't beat him. I smashed him. So, boys, can we go back to back? The Mug hopes so. We have to wait to the last race this week. Race 10, number 10, a very fine red. I've been waiting for this horse to get back to its own age group. Was a great run up against Marzu, and Marzu has now come out and won 2 out of 2 since. It looks very good. Barrier 11, don't know how that barrier's going to play on this track on the weekend. Tom Sherry, 54 kilos, going to be off pace. Behind the leader, pace, off pace. I've been waiting for this horse to get back to a winnable race, and this looks like a winnable race for a very fine red. It's been running up against some very good horses, Home Affairs, Polale. So, the Mug's Moral this week is race 10, number 10, a very fine red. And I got one message from John Walter. Better luck next time, champ. And what does the Mug say when we find a winner? Go find your bookie. Good luck, and we'll be back with Queen Elizabeth Day next weekend.
Better luck next time, Jim. I tell you
Champ,
what,
I smashed
Got a bit
him.
personal.
Champ.
He's camped me. He smashed me.
and I tell you what, good lesson because he said it last night. You just got to keep on betting. He's now out of the form slump, and he's just peacocking.
He's back.
Just out.
He's back. All he
his little
needed
press
was a heavy
conference.
14 to get him out of the cupboard.
He made a very good case for a very fine red. He's nearly convinced me to jump on it there. Gee whiz. Some very good points.
What were they,
That's all-
DK?
that's
Can
all-
you give me a quick summary, please?
On pace, off pace, or something. Tom Sherry.
It's going to be off pace, behind leader.
DK's woken up because someone mentioned red. That's all you talk about on the show is red
Very
wine.
fine red. Yeah,
Yeah.
he started, look at his lips there. Did you see that? He started glowing. You could see the face was starting to glow.
Oh, he's back, Mark. I tell you what, there's not confidence. Is a beautiful thing, isn't it? Confidence.
Absolutely. And I tell
Your
you,
man, Josh Parr, confident.
man, what about him? What about
Airborne.
him? Tell you what, he's a bit antsy though that he's not going to be riding that mare in the Sydney Cup if it goes that
They
way.
won't go
Much
that way.
rather-
They have to go the Queen Elizabeth.
They're not. I'm not
What are
saying
they
they're
gonna
not,
do?
but I think they're heavily. I can't believe it because it's just
Why would
it's
you do
such a
that?
grind. Like, and if you cop another heavy 12, what sort of horse could you have left at the
You
end
might
of
knock
2
the
mile?
guts out of her.
Exactly. Like look at like a horse like Lucia Valentina. It nearly bloody destroyed her, and
But isn't that the perfect setup? Like 2400 back to the Queen Elizabeth, which will just be fucking
testing, and it doesn't matter
testing
how wet it
on
is.
for young and old, and then you put her in the paddock and you come back and you got the genuine
Well,
Cups, Cox Plate, Melbourne Cup.
To be fair,
Why would not? What? It's no brainer.
Look at Winks. How did he handle Winks when he had her going at her best? And I'm not saying she's Winks, but who's she up against at the moment? You know, like Very Elegant's on the way out. There's not much around. Think It Over's just a horse. You know, maybe Anamo's the scary horse coming from the 3-year-old grade, but he came out of a non-event last start. You'd be happy to take him on with the grounding she's had, and you'd just be, for mine, I'd be just plotting wait for age wins left, right, and centre until it stops.
And you only have to worry about the bloke who's got the Dubai Cup winner, the Japanese bloke. He's going to start to bring out the horses to win the Melbourne Cup. So it's basically Due versus Japan if they come out.
Yeah, and I still wouldn't be worried about the Melbourne Cup when you run around for 5 and 7 million in weight for age races where she can just outsprint them all the time. Like, don't worry about 24 horse fields where you got to get up against hard and tough stayers over 2 miles. Just keep trotting around for 5 million over 2,000.
It'll be a disaster if they take it to Sydney Cup. Absolute.
Trying to beat the handicapper for the Melbourne Cup.
What? Why would you want to?
Well, she's got 51 or something in this race, and that's why they're saying it's a no-brainer to go there. But, okay, well, if you're beating them up by 5 with 57.5 on your back for millions in non-event races where you're just trotting up 3 furlongs, that sounds all right to me too. But, it's their horse, and whatever their decision make, it's good luck to them. I hope it shits in wherever it goes because she's bloody pretty exciting horse.
Bit of fresh blood.
Yeah. And in Melbourne form, obviously too. That's where she, she came on from that Melbourne run. That's what made her. Australian Cup.
TopSport Steamers, they're going awfully at the moment. Delays, so the boys must be getting the markets right in there. Let's see where the money's going. And the first one here is race 9 in the Doncaster Private Eye, $1,750 at $16. Big chance, as Walt mentioned, and Brutality's another one on the backup 9.
Wrong price, but I think good bet.
Yeah, Brutality 1,000 at $26
again,
here. It was, I think Joe Pride said before the race on Monday that it was only out there for a look. So for that little tune-up, and Bleakers go on there, so it's a forgive off that run. And then Randwick race 7, number 4, Castlereagh Kid, $2,000 at $18. I've jumped off this, and I think you have, and I think Nico might have as well.
Whatever leads that race is going to be a tough slog. Again, it's 20 to 1. It's hard to knock horses at 20 to 1. But.
And I tell you what, this is I tried to back this horse to win a car last start, and I think I've jumped off it, and that's race 4, number 3.
I'll be
and
jumping
that's
on it Saturday on principle alone. Then.
if I'm off, it happens a lot. $400 at $16.
What's that? The 2,600 metre lead up to the Cup. Jeepers creepers. That's a
funny
looking at. Interesting, like no compromise, and that's not in it, so it must be just going straight to the race next week.
Yeah.
I still think I'd back no compromise to beat you over 2 mile. That's the only reason I'd be happy for it to line up. She'll probably start even money, and you'll get a better price for no compromise.
I'm surprised we're still talking about that horse. No compromise.
No compromise. No. What can you do?
Just a nightmare.
Cop it right in the back door. But I think Fangirl was a bigger change of tactics in the binary than that horse was in that staying race, and not a word said. Like, he came out with full intent to ride it forward, and it's been dead set cast back last, and it's gone from an 8 to 1 chance to a 6 to 4 chance after 100 metres on Saturday, on whatever it was, Tuesday.
Who trains that?
Lesbridge. Yeah. Lesbridge
Same
Waller.
trainer, both horses.
Lesbridge Waller. Yeah, and it actually didn't even, I don't think it was a please explain for that one. So.
Oh, well.
We just bat on.
Great racing this weekend, though.
He's a great rider when he wants to check in 100% on HB.
All right, I think that's nearly a wrap from us at the Goldie. Any final thoughts, DK or Nico there?
I was just having a look through the ad acceptances, and there might be something there for the punters.
Jesus Christ, the cracker fat.
Check out the DK
Saturday,
maybe.
Saturday.
Looks
There we
some
go.
good
Our wrap
ratings.
Saturday. Now you're talking.
What
Beautiful.
day is it? Thursday.
Thursday. We get
Nico,
Saturday.
you'll be out at Bendigo.
Oh, Nico. Yeah, Nico will be at
I'll be
Bendigo.
at Bendigo. I love going to Bendigo. Bendigo might be my favourite town in Victoria, so hopefully a few winners there. I think we went 6 for last year at Bendigo, so if we can do that again, I'll be happy.
DK loves a 1400 metre maiden at Bendigo.
Yeah, well, there isn't any there. Yeah, that's right. There's no mate. Yeah, anyway.
There's a 1400 metre BM100.
BM100.
Corner
yeah.
pocket.
No,
That's
I'll
all
be
we
doing
need.
the Ararat Maidens, and I'll be down watching the Mighty Heights take on Strathmore. First round of the EDFL. There we go. Go Heights.
Little plug there for Avondale Heights.
Mm.
Walt doesn't even know what that is. That's
Oh.
Aussie's team. Aussie Suns team.
Wake me up when it's over.
All right. So I think that's a wrap from us. Make sure you check out our Friday line show if you want to have a bet into AFL and NRL. It's a bit tricky at the moment, both codes. Some topsy-turvy results. Storm might be gone, and the Hawks are back in the AFL.
South
DK's
showing
happy.
a bit there. I'm just
South are back.
concerned Mug might bring us down to the pack, but yeah, they're starting to show a bit of life. I'm back actually following them again.
So that's another free show. So that'll drop tomorrow. Top Rope is flying.
That's something I'll never, ever do again, is watch an NRL Souths game with Walt. And
Well, you
BZ.
should have enjoyed it, mate. They got beat by 50. Like you did disappear halfway there, and no one knows where you
what-
went. But
Where did
What a
DK go?
punish. Like no
You got to
bigger
watch-
punish ever.
not many people get to watch BZ and I in so much pain and not enjoy it. So I don't know why you would want to
True,
do
yeah.
it again.
I suppose there's a flip upside. Yeah, there's always upside.
Make sure you head to our shop, littlebirdie.live, to check out our action. Bet with TopSport this weekend. And if you're looking to take the form a little bit more seriously and want to do it on your Pat Malone, check out puntingform.com.au and you can basically do form anywhere in a very short amount of time. Make sure you follow at bet.tv on Twitter and Spotify, and jump on our YouTube channel. You can jump in our Discord chat if you want to get all our info there. The videos just come in automatically there, so it's something to look out for as well. But I think we're just going to enjoy the sunshine up here, Walt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fingers crossed we found you a winner at home.